one thing that troubles me, and I am impressed with the progress that's been made, but you know, we don't have to go back as far as Virginia Tech. I had a situation in my own district where there was a gun went off in a high school, and 50 students in a lockdown situation thought they were texting 911 for help. And I find it hard to believe it's 2012 and we haven't overcome the barriers to make that happen. We have a whole generation of young people, and I got to tell you how often I texted. I couldn't talk to my teenagers unless I learned how to text. So we are, in my judgment, so far behind the curve and where this country is on this. So I appreciate all the efforts that you've made, the two-way communication. You know, I'm impressed with all that. But what are the barriers? I introduced a bill called the Alert Act after hearing this story in my district, and it would have communication providers have to give an error message at least. Send something back so someone knows it didn't go through, because these kids all think help was coming as a result of their efforts. So I'm not sure if my bill is going to pass, but can't the communications community on their own take steps to make sure that that is occurring? At least I'd like to make it be, I'd like to have it occurring. I'd like to have the 911 texting received. People can send pictures of an accident. You get a lot more information that would be incredibly valuable. But in the meantime, can't people at least get an error message from their communications company, at least telling them no one received this, you better pick up a phone or something? So are we getting any closer to that? Because that is a huge problem in my mind, and it would be a dramatic improvement in our public safety if we can accomplish that sooner than later. Throw that out to everybody.
So as the gentleman from the FCC stated earlier, we are in the early days now of the ability for folks to text 911. And at Verizon, and I can't speak for everybody else, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not the expert on this particular subject, but we have been in trials. He alluded to a trial in Vermont where a life was saved, and also a text was sent about a domestic violence incident, and we were, and the text went through, and first responders came and broke that up. So that's all good, and we're testing it in a couple other jurisdictions, and we're at the forefront of this. We are rolling this out. We do think it's a good idea. In our particular implementation, we are sending back, in certain circumstances, the notice to a person that your text did not go through. But I can't talk about what there might be limitations at a PSAP level, or there might be other limitations in other carriers' networks that don't allow them to do that. And I'm not the right person really to comment on that. I don't have the expertise.
Terry Hall with APCO. I will respond as well. Running a PSAP, we are getting ready to undertake a program to be one of the early adopters with a very large local exchange carrier and wireless carrier to take text to 911. The biggest challenge that we have are some of the things that you've already addressed, as well as is it a new language? Is it going to overwhelm us? Are we going to be able to track these calls? So it's very important that these early adopters get out there and do some best practices and some benchmarking. In my own PSAP, we had to form a work group to talk about what are their fears, and their biggest fear was we have 30-plus-year-old people who are going to be dealing with people that have another language than we're used to. So we developed a dictionary, if you will, to put out at each one of the consoles to understand what's coming in. The vendor that we're working with has assured us that if we become overwhelmed, we're going to be able to log off, and that they will receive information on their cell phone that texting is not available and that they need to contact 911 via a landline or a voice dial. So it's a work in progress.
And I'll follow that up with a couple of points. I think we have seen significant action by the carrier community over the past year. There have been major announcements from Verizon and more recently from AT&T of nationwide SMS or text more generally deployments to 911 that overcome some of the limitations we've previously seen, including latency and location determination. And we've also seen action out of the FCC, in particular asking questions about how we can get to a state where, at the very minimum, someone in an area where text to 911 is not supported will receive precisely the kind of error message that you're talking about, and such that we will have text capabilities that work both for the consumer and for public safety using either existing equipment or reasonably available equipment.
Thank you. There's only 7, I have one more question after the next one, but
I have nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. Very quick question. I come from a state where counties are diverting 911 funds. This is something I hear from my sheriffs. They're not happy about it, and I don't know what authority is there available to make sure that it is being put in place, because I suspect if the money was being used appropriately for 911 purposes, there'd be more resources available for my local PSAPs to be able to implement the technology they need to accept a 911 text. So that's something I'm also, I appreciate your questions on that. It's something I'm concerned about. I want to see those reports on what consequences there are to states that are diverting it inappropriately. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and yield back the balance of my time.